Hello everyone. In this session we are going to discuss C preprocessor macros that will help us to understand inline functions in C++. So let us discuss basics of C preprocessor. C preprocessor is a statements that will be pre-processed at compile time rather than execution time. So let us check how to write preprocessor statements. A C processor is a text substitution in a program. It instructs the compiler to do pre-processing before the actual compilation or before the execution. All preprocessor commands begin with a hash symbol. Let us take an example. Here we have started preprocessor with symbol hash, define is keyword, pi is user defined identifier for 3.1415. Next is preprocessor circle area having argument r and definition is pi into r into r. So in this program we are getting radius from user and passing this radius to circle area function, right? Whenever compiler find circle area, then it will replace this definition with the argument radius. So here pi and circle area is preprocessor. Every time program encounters circle area and argument in the main program, it will be replaced by this definition, that is 3.1415 into argument into argument. So this definition will be pre-processed or pre-processed at the compile time. Now inline functions. Every time a normal function is called, it takes a lot of extra time to execute series of instructions, such as jumping to the function after calling the function, saving register values, pushing arguments into stack and returning to the calling function. So whenever you have created user defined function and you make function call, these four operations will be performed and it may take some time or it may have more than one internal instructions. So if user defined functions body is small, that means if you have created functions with one or two statements or one or two computation statements, then overhead time is more than actual code execution time. So it becomes more time consuming. So we need a solution. So in C language, preprocessor macro is a solution that we have seen in previous slide, that circle area having very small definition that was calculating pi into r only. So we have preprocessed that definition using preprocessor macros in C. But in C++ we are having inline function to reduce function call overhead. So let us see syntax of inline functions or how to write inline function. It is very easy. Here you can see that syntax is return type, function name, parameters and function body. That is very similar to syntax of simple function. Just we have written inline before the function definition. So if you have written a simple function, add inline word before the function definition to convert simple function into inline function. Here is the example. We are having simple function max that will return a maximum from x or y, and here return type is integer. So this simple function is converted to inline by just writing inline before this definition. Let us get another example. Write a C++ program to create inline function that returns cube of given number. So cube will be function, take one argument n, and it will return n into n into n. So we are calling function cube with argument 3. Here is the simple function definition that will take argument s and return s into s into s. We have converted it into inline by just writing inline keyword before the function definition. So whenever compiler find cube, it will replace with this definition. It will replace with this definition. So if you have written cube function more than one time, at the compile time it will be replaced by this definition. So in runtime it need to just perform multiplication only. So jump to the call function, saving to the register, then pushing arguments into stack and returning to the calling function. That overhead will be reduced. Here you can see the changes we have made. That simple function to be converted into inline function, and this will call inline function cube with argument 3. Here some of the critical situations in inline functions. Some of the situations inline expansion may not work. So some of the code will not work at compile time that you want to replace at compile time. It may require some of the computation. Suppose if you are using loop, switch or goto statements in function body, then you cannot make that function inline. If function is not returning any value, then you cannot make it inline. If function contains static variables, then you cannot make it inline. And if function is recursive, so here these are some situations. In that case you cannot make simple function into inline function. That's it for inline functions. Thank you.